Okay, so these are the measurements you need while sewing your trouser: your waist, your hips, your laps, knee circumference, your instep, then your waist to knee length, your crotch, your trouser length. And then you divide your waist and your hips measurement by 4. You divide your laps, your knee circumference, and your instep by 2. And you don't need to divide your waist to knee, your crotch, or your trouser length. So how to get your crotch is that you divide your hip measurements by 4 plus 1.5 inches. For some people, you can use 2 inches depending on the height of the person, but your hip divided by 4 plus 1.5 actually works. So this is the pattern I'll be working with. We'll be using the measurements I posted earlier. So I'll go ahead to take my hip measurement. From your waist to your hip is 9 inches. Waist to your hip length is 9 inches. It actually works for most body types. So I'll go ahead to take the 9 inches straight, so my line is going to be straight. So I'll rule a line across. After doing that, I'll be taking my hip circumference, which is 10. I've already divided my hip measurement: 40 divided by 4, which is 10. So I'll go ahead and take my crotch length. I'll be working with 11.5, and I'll be using 2 inches for the band. So I'll be minusing the 2 inches from the trouser length. So I'll be marking 11.5 as my crotch depth. So I already minus 2 inches for my band at the top of the trouser. So I'll rule the line across. You'll be taking your laps measurements on your crotch line. So that's where I'll be taking my laps measurements. And like I said before, your laps measurement is your lap circumference divided by 2. So I'll go ahead to take our waist to knee line, which is 18, and then I'll go ahead and take the full trouser length. So I'm making sure that the 18 is straight across. So I'll take my full trouser length. Remember, I minus 2 inches at the top for my band, and the trouser length we are working with here is 38. So I'll rule my line across too. So this is our waist to knee line and our trouser length. So our waist to knee is 18 and our trouser length is 38. That is the length of the trouser. So I'll be taking my waist circumference, like I said before. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take my waist measurement, which is 26 divided by 4. That is 6.5. So I'll mark 6.5 on the waistline. And then I'll take my lap circumference, which is 24 divided by 2. It's going to give me 12. I'll mark 12 on that line, and I'll get the middle of 12, which is 6, and I'll mark the 6. I'll mark the 6 across all my lines. That's I'll be marking the middle of my lap measurement. So if your lap measurement is 15, for instance, you get the middle of 15, which is 7.5, and you mark it across all your lines. But here our lap is 24 divided by 2, that is 12. We'll mark 12 on our laps line, and then we'll find the middle of 12, which is 6, and we'll mark 6 across all our lines. So after that is done, I'll go ahead to impute my knee circumference. My knee circumference is 20, so I'll say 20 divided by 2 gives me 10. So I'll split the 10, I'll get the middle of 10, which is 5, and I'll put them on both sides. As you can see, watch the video clearly. I'll mark 5 here using that first line I marked as my middle, then I'll put the other 5 at the other side. So my instep, the circumference for my instep is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I'll fold the 8 into 2 and put them 4 equally on both sides using that first 6 I marked as the middle. Just watch closely. So you see I'm folding the 8 into 2. So I'll split the 4 on both sides. So I'm marking 4 and another 4. That is 8. This is done so that you can split your measurements equally on both sides. So I'll be using my curve rule to connect my waist to my hip. And when that is done, I'll connect from my hip to my above knee line. So I'll go ahead and connect all my lines together. Okay, the instep is usually required when you are making a pencil trouser. When you are making a palazzo trouser, you do not need the instep measurement. You need only your laps measurement. So this is an illustration for a pencil trouser. When you are making your palazzo trouser, after taking your lap circumference, you roll it down straight. You do not need your above knee measurements or your instep. So I made the curve on my crotch curve. So on the center front, I went down by ½ inch and I connected to my waist. You can actually leave it like that. You can also do this. Sometimes I don't go down by ½ inch, I just use it straight, but sometimes I decide to go down by ½ inch and connect to the waist. So that is my waistline. And that is my crotch line or crotch depth. So now I'll go ahead and cut the front part of my trouser. Just watch closely. So when I am done cutting the front, I'll place it on another pattern to cut the back. So if you are working with your fabric, when you finish cutting the front of your fabric, you just fold your fabric again, place the front on it to cut the back. So I'm placing this on this pattern to cut the back. So for the back, I'll go up by 1.5 or 1 inch at the crotch length, because at the back we have buttocks at the back, which makes our back bigger than the front. So if you notice the person you are sewing for have a big bum at the back, you use 1.5, and if it's not all that big, you can use 1. So I came in at the side by 1 inch too, and I connected the 1 inch from the crotch line to the 1 inch at the side. And on the sides, I'll go out by 2 inches, 2 inches down. For the back, I hope you understand. So I'll be taking my curve rule to connect all my lines together. So I have connected all my lines together, as you can see, and this is all for the back. You can see the difference between the front and the back. For the back part, we extended the crotch part by 1 or 1.5 inch, depending on how big the person you're sewing for is. And at the side, we went out by 2 inches from up to down. So this is the difference between the front and the back, as you can see. So I'm going to cut it out now. So we're using pattern paper for the purpose of this tutorial. You can do this directly on your fabric. So this is all for the front and the back, as you can see. For the back, we have an extension at the crotch area, and we have 2 inches allowance at the shaping side. So I'll just go ahead to unpin them so you can see the front and the back clearly. So this is the front and this is the back. So on my next video, I'll be posting the sewing process of this trouser.